What's up, gamers, and welcome back for more WotC-20. Today's matchup is ZapChu versus Metal Chansey, and right off the bat here it's going to be two active Cleffas with a EV on bench for ZapChu and a Sentret on bench for Metal Chansey. Immediate attach of Lightning from hand for this Cleffa, and you can see in the hand a Strength Charm there, the Raichu itself, no Zapdos yet, a Warp and a Lightning. Can't see that other trainer. But it looks like it is a fan club. I am not familiar with that artwork, but nice Rev Holo. And assumingly here we will now see at least a Pikachu and a Zapdos. Get a good deck peep, and there is in fact the Pikachu. That Pikachu is Jungle Pikachu. Spark for 20 and 2 lightning attaches. If the opponent has a bench Pokemon, you can ping it for 10. No flip required. And there is the Zapdos, the Zap part of the ZapChu combination. That is also Fossil Zapdos. So, as you can see, there is a bench damaging theme here. Thunderstorm on that Zapdos requires 4 lightning energy, but for 40 damage you can then flip a coin for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. On heads, deal 20 to them. Otherwise, Zapdos takes 10 for each tails flip there. So, very swingy. Combos well with the current ruling for Strength Charm, which you can see in hand. And he will decide to pass, not eking here. Chansey comes down onto bench for turn 1 for Metal Chansey into a fan club of their own. Nice reverse holo fan club as well, this one from Expedition. And that brings out a promo EV as well. So both sides using promo EV, which has that chain reaction evolution Pokemon power. You can see an Elekid splash as a tech there, seeming to gain a little popularity recently. And the second Chansey off of that fan club. As you can see from the Sentret, Furret is likely in the future. Goldberry is just going to come down prematurely onto Chansey. It's almost always the target. Healing Field comes down as well. And our Retro Energy will attach to Cleffa with a successful Eek. So there was a Copycat in hand there, which would have punished an opponent's Eek. And now both EVs will chain react off of that Raichu evolution. So bench setup going fine for both sides. Now you get a good deck peep there as the Espeon that was hiding.
Isn't there a special ability that Espeon does on the bench?
Yes, it lets me return any number of energies to my hand as many times I want.
Alright, and you can see Oak in hand for ZapChu's side here. Strength Charm goes to that Raichu, along with a Lightning Energy. That is Giga Shock Raichu from Fossil. Attempting an Eek here, not going to use the Oak, and it's good. So saves the Oak, gets an Eek off. Both sides having some good rolls. Another Goldberry in hand for Chansey here. We'll see if it goes on to the other Chansey or if it gets clutched. And the extra Goldberry will come down. You can see an Elm, so more cycle available, but Comp Search probably going to be seen first. Maybe go and grab Furret. If you're not familiar with that Raichu, it does have a pretty nice 90 HP for a stage 1. Giga Shock lets you choose 3 of the opponent's bench Pokemon, then do 10 damage to each of them, and 30 to active. But it's 4 lightning energy, so once again, Strength Charm on that Raichu for that boosted damage. That ruling is currently under debate with Rules Committee. Computer search looks like it discarded an Espeon along with something else to go and grab that Furret, as we were talking about. Likely to see a lot of scavenger hunting for Chansey. You can go and get DCEs, you can go get Metal Energies, you can go get Retro Energy. And we are going to see a scavenger hunt immediately. Remember, there's an elm in hand, so the deck is moving. DCE to Chansey. That was attached for turn. You can see the psychic energy there just in case Espeon needs to do anything. And instead of elming, it is an Eek. Smart choice there not to necessarily drop the elm. You can always drop it next turn if needed, although then that would lock down your trainers for turn. Both sides having good Eek rolls. Love to see it. Second lightning comes down for Raichu. 90 HP is not something Chansey can one-shot. Second Zapdos to bench. Eek attempt. Another Eek heads. You see a Metal Energy in hand. That's definitely going on at Chansey. And a Copycat, which might respond off this Eek, although there is so much energy, including Warp Energy. What else? A Shaman, a Mime. That Vending Mime likely not to hit the bench this game, just because I don't think there's any weakness or resistance to really consider in this matchup. Lightning versus normal / psychic. That Mime is just going to become scavenger hunt bait for Furret. See what energy it goes grab. And you can see a trash exchange in the list as well. Instead, it's another DCE. Now that DCE does mean that Chansey could one-shot the Jungle Jolteon on the bench for ZapChu. But instead, the DCE will go to Furret. So we got Shaman, Copycat, what else? Okay, getting a little aggressive. Furret's going to come in. It can attack and knock out this Cleffa, leaving ZapChu's side Cleffa-less with a Cleffa on bench for Chansey, so then things can decelerate the next turn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Copycat.
Copycat 4/7, as we were talking about earlier. Remember, Copycat is supported for turn. That looks like a third gold berry in hand. Debating committing it to board. But instead we'll see if Spinning Attack knocks out Cleffa, and that is a Tails. Haven't seen many of those yet this turn, so free Eek available if ZapChu wants it. Another lightning attached to Raichu. No good way to one-shot this Furret, unfortunately. Someone kicked the camera. Ooh, energy removal comes in and takes DCE to the bin. And it is a pass, no Eek, so ZapChu likes the hand. We'll see if Furret gets the knockout this turn. Scavenger hunting again. Now I assume we'll start to see Metal come into play here. Or it could just be another DCE. See if Furret gets the knockout. See a Cyclone being considered. Instead it will be a Warp to that Furret. Bringing back in Cleffa, maybe? Debating Espeon. So Espeon is in. That warp was for turn. Promo Mewtwo hits the board, filling the bench for Metal Chansey here. That is a Black Star Promo Mewtwo. There's two of them though, but this is Black Star Promo 14 with Energy Absorption, where you can choose 2 energy cards from your discard pile and attach them to Mewtwo. Combine that with Espeon, and you have a way to recover your Metal Energy or DCE if they're removed. And Eek is good. Worth noting too, Mewtwo has Cyburn for 40, which is 2 Psychic and a Colorless. Decent damage number. In response to that, Eek, a copycat of ZapChu's own.
Yeah, I thought we were having a nice chill game with my first team playing Utah, and then you cheated in the ball. You got operated. This is the lower card. Oh, yeah. There's only 2 pieces, so like, I don't think it's really.
And a Gust in hand for ZapChu. Not a lot of one-shot options. Very much a bench spread deck. There's a Switch, a Fan Club, and a lot of Lightning Energy. First prize of the match potentially incoming, but instead it'll Gust in for it. Alright, and Raichu will then deal 20 to Mewtwo, Espeon, and Cleffa. Now this sets up Raichu to get a KO on Cleffa next turn if it gets an attack off. Pretty huge. Good turn for ZapChu. Stresses out the Furret, puts it in the active. Gotta get that Furret out. Could also Goldberry it. There's also Healing Field available, so it could get out of range of a knockout. Big Healing Field flip here. It's a Tails, big Tails. Means this Raichu's got a shot to knock out Furret and Cleffa next turn, but the Goldberry comes down instead, so that's gone now. Unsure if there was another Gust available, even if this Furret did get out of the active. And Goldberry to Espeon, so that's the third one we were talking about. So you see 4 Goldberries on board right now. It's a lot of Goldberries and a lot of Healing Field. Still no prizes taken, pretty even board. Something's going to break it open. It's probably going to be a Chansey. Warp comes to Furret. Maybe not. Psychic attached to Chansey, so not committing the metal. Trying to stay in that sweet spot of 80. Worth noting, 80 would be enough to one-shot a Zapdos.
It's still much better. It's also still a one-handed, but at least it's a playable one.
Lightning attached Zapdos for turn for ZapChu. Another Pikachu in hand, along with a Jolteon. Alright, and Gigashock just going to swing, deal 30 to Furret. And then the same 3 bench targets as before, so Mewtwo and Espeon both at 30, and the first prize of the game taken on a knockout from the Cleffa. So ZapChu now up on prizes 5 to 6. Healing Field roll is a Tails again. That is notable. Instead, the Furret will warp out. And Chansey might Scrunch here? Not enough to attack with anything other than Scrunch. Remember, Scrunch is on a coin flip. If heads, you can prevent all damage done to Chansey next turn, but other effects still happen. So it's a miss on the Scrunch. One more attach and then Chansey can start swinging. Pikachu now joins the bench. Full bench for ZapChu's side. Still plenty of lightning energy available. And then another Raichu Gigashock, continuing to build up the bench damage. That will pop the Gold Berry on the Espeon. Mewtwo now at 40. Furret now at 40. That's a very gustable looking Furret. Cleffa joins the bench for Metal Chansey. Very timely. Mewtwo, keep in mind, only has 70 HP, so it's similarly gustable to the Furret, but the Furret is just so powerful, being able to search out all these energy for Chansey, and a Metal Attach for turn to Chansey comes down. So now Chansey can use Double Edge, very scary attack. Double Edge deals 80, then Chansey will deal 80 to itself, but Metal double offsets that, so Chansey would only take 60. And there's a Gold Berry to absorb some of that and heal it off. And Healing Field as well. But it's another Tails on Healing Field. Pretty wild rolls. Eeks were all good. Healing Fields have been all terrible.
Attack 70. I think 60 here. 90.
And here comes the math. So Double Edge deals 70 to Raichu. It's got 20 HP left. Chansey takes 60. Healing Field, or sorry, not Healing Field, Gold Berry pops it down to 50. So let's see, if Chansey's taking 60, yeah, I think trading, alright, first Healing Field attempt is bad. That's a terrible Healing Field. Someone replace it. But mathematically here, you can deal 20 to the Chansey, get it to 70. 60 to itself would then definitely still knock it out next turn. So Gigashock comes in, hitting the same bench targets as before. Chansey should go up to 70. So the Cleffa that just joined the bench has 10 on it. Mewtwo now at 50 out of 70. Furret at 60 out of 70. I thought those were tied. Maybe I missed something. I thought the Furret would have been at 50 there. But no matter. A little bit of thinking coming in here. Chansey could get the double knockout, but you could also get Chansey out Or just hit the healing field, that'll push it out of range, but then it'll get revenge knocked out by the Zapdos for sure. Item Finder instead going to discard a Chansey and a Devo Spray to put a Goldberry on the Furret, not the Chansey. Just gotta hit the healing field on the Chansey. Would have rolled for healing field first. Still also gets an attach for turn. Psychic Energy to Furret for turn. Retreating out Chansey by discarding a Psychic Energy. And Furret will deal 30, knocking out the Raichu, taking a bunch of energy off board, prizing now 5-5, and now the Goldberry pops for Furret, putting it from 60 to 20. Which also notably pushes it just out of range of a knockout from Zapdos, unless ZapChu can find a Strength Charm here. I don't think Healing Field was rolled that turn either. That would have been free. And no good options to get a knockout immediately for ZapChu. Looks like Zapdos is coming in, probably the right play, pushing aggression, keep marking damage, force Chansey to continue to find healing and use Gold Berries and Healing Field. So as we were discussing, just out of range of Zapdos taking a knockout on Furret, but rolling a die for each Pokemon, that knocks out the Mewtwo. Tails for the Tails for the Espeon. 20 to the Chansey. Big roll here on the Cleffa. It's a Tails. Unfortunately, that would have been prize number 3. And this other Chansey, can't see. It's a Heads. So, not a bad result at all. Chansey on the bench has 80 damage on it, so even a second Metal Energy would make it knock itself out with Double Edge. Zapdos dealt 20 to itself, but still has 70 HP. Oh, wait a minute, 60 HP. That's less good. Alright. Blissey comes down onto Chansey. That ability, Soft Boiled, very powerful. When you play it from your hand, you flip a coin. On Heads, you remove 8 damage counters. On Tails, you remove 4. So either way, you're healing. And a Devo Spray removes that Blissey immediately, so that Chansey can come back online with Double Edge fully healed. Looks like that was also a Healing Field Head, so lots of healing. Now that Chansey's double metalled, Espeon bounces Warp. Attach Return already had, so Psychic has to be used as discard to retreat the Furret. Chansey comes in, dealing 60. That knocks out the Zapdos. If it was base Zapdos, it would have had 90 HP. That's what I was thinking about before, but seeing 60, Chansey saw the opportunity to come in and take a knockout. There's a Gust. That would have been nice to have a turn or 2 or 3 ago. Eevee to the bench. Jolteon's starting to power up. Looking to just Eek here, stall out a little bit. Making Chansey Double Edge a baby is definitely one way to knock up some damage counters. Furret now Scavenger Hunting, being kept alive. Healing Field, Tails, that's a big deal. Cyclone to Chansey, so ZapChu has to decide who to promote, and whoever gets promoted is going to take 60.
I will then knock out
Eevee comes in, gets immediately knocked out. We're at prize parity, 4-4 aside, I believe.
Well, I can either do 6 or 7. Those are 2 options. So I can, depending on what you bring out, I can choose to bring back a medal. So I can either do 6 or 7. So that's which one we do 6 or 7. It can't be clocked.
I know. So the higher the Pokemon, the higher the damage.
No, so basically, I attach this Cyclone, right? Which says you have to switch out your Cleffa for something else. I then, because I have Espeon, I can choose to bounce one of my metals to increase the damage. So I'm going to bounce one of my metals.
Alright, looks like Jolteon's going to be brought in. Espeon will bounce a metal.
Okay, I changed my mind. You read that.
Oh boy. Alright, everyone changes their minds, and that's fine. TLDR, a prize is taken. Chansey has more damage on it. Oak in hands. Now's as good a time. Nothing powered up, though, to take advantage of a swing here. Lightning to Jolteon. Going to try to power that up for Pin Missile. Zapdos comes to bench. And Eek, instead of keeping the Oak. More scavenger hunting.
I kept a one lander.
And I do a factory
Here comes another Blissey. It's Blissey number 2. Soft Boil will now heal 8 or 4 depending on this coin flip. It is tail, so it heals 40. Healing Field attempt. Is it tails?
Well, all this stuff is back. So I guess afterwards I'll cast
You can see the retro energy in hand. It's being debated. If you play retro from your hand onto an evolved Pokemon, you can remove 2 damage counters from it and discard the top card. Looks like that will not be happening. Instead, it is a roll for Body Slam for 10 on Cleffa. If it were to go through, you would then roll for Paralysis. Pin Missile attempt, 2 tails. So 2 heads. That'll deal 20 to Blissey. Blissey also has 120 HP. Healing Field hits, undoes that Pin Missile. You can see Retro coming in, healing Chansey for 20, devolving it at the same time. Now we'll probably see some energy bouncing to hit 70 attack with Double Edge. Yeah, 1 metal bounce, looks like. Oh, also bouncing the Cyclone. And that does 70 to Jolteon, one-shotting it, taking a prize, prizing now 4-2 in favor of Metal Chansey. Raichu comes down, has 1 lightning attach. Eking again, Hard to say what is left in the deck to help swing this with so much metal available, Espeon and for online. Definitely needs some time with this Cleffa staying alive. With 2 Cleffa on board for ZapChu, it at least provides some protection from Cyclone. Healing Field is a Tails. So worth noting, at 80, Chansey would be knocking itself out here. Unless there is more healing from the hand. You can see another Healing Field that can be dropped and rolled again for kind of nothing to lose. I don't think there's a Stadium coming down from ZapChu's side. Yeah, Cyclone protection. There's 2 Cyclones in hand. A second metal won't save the Chansey here with the recoil. I think you have to drop that second Healing Field. Mime doesn't do anything here, and I'm not sure what the far left card in hand is for Chansey, but could always tuck with Furret and grab something. Can't think of anything off the top of the head that would work. Instead, another metal comes down onto the bench Chansey. You almost want the Chansey to get the knockout on the Cleffa through the baby roll. Would be a double prize turn. Oh, and it's a roll to Scrunch. Scrunch is a Tails. So at 80, is there a way to deal 50? Not at the moment. ER comes down, hits the metal on Chansey. Now you only got to hit 40. But you can't because Zapdos doesn't have enough energy. Raichu goes up to 30, you would need a Strength Charm. So it's Eek again. I don't think there was an attached return there either, so that's tough. Espeon will bounce a DCE and attach it right back down to the bench Chansey. Apparently not. Before doing that, they want to roll for Healing Field. It hits, so Chansey's at 60. Chansey still would double knockout here if it did attach something like a metal. Instead, the attached return will be a Psychic Energy to bench Chansey. And it's a Scrunch. Scrunch is good, no damage to Chansey coming in.
I did. I mean, I rerolled it, but I got it.
Prizing still 4-2. Computer search. Let's see, there's 2 warps in hand, an Oak, another comp search, a Copycat. Bench check, or not bench checking, deck checking. There's a Strength Charm, a Gust, some energy, having trouble finding the energy. Ooh, there is a Stadium in ZapChu. Better late than never. Before playing it, there's nothing to advantage yourself with on the Healing Field, so might as well bump Healing Field out. We know there's 1 in hand for Chansey, but still. Energy Stadium, definitely good here. And it's ahead, so that's a Lightning Energy from the bin to the hand for ZapChu. Definitely in need of those energies for some of the hungry pip attacks. 4 required on Zapdos and Raichu at the moment. There's even a Warp, but Warp wouldn't get any closer to an attack. Trader puts a Cleffa in, pulls out an Eevee. There did seem to be a Jolteon in deck. There's an Oak, but you're so low on cards at this point. A little risky. And 1 more Eek. The Oak can be used for, I don't know, comp search fodder to grab that Strength Charm maybe. Sneak in some damage. Energy Stadium roll is good for Chansey, so I'm sure there's a Psychic Energy in there somewhere. Yep. Healing Field bumping out that Energy Stadium. And it is a Tails on the Healing Field again. Chansey having trouble getting another attack off, does not want to sacrifice the one inactive, but at this point with the prizing, that swing would be fine. Espeon bouncing that DCE, reattaching it to the bench Chansey and retreating by discarding the Retro Energy, putting the injured Chansey on the bench, bringing in a fresher one. I don't think that one has a Gold Berry on it. It does have a Gold Berry on it, as well as 20 damage. Attempting a double-edged knockout, it's good. Chansey deals 60 to self, and then Gold Berry will pop, so it'll go to 40. And we are at one prize left for Chansey. Strength Charm now attached to the Raichu. Raichu still 2 attaches away from being able to fire off Giga Shock. Oak in hand, Gust in hand, Switch in hand. Could have evolved the Eevee there. Opted not to. And with the one Cleffa knocked out, Cyclone will be likely to end the game here. There's the Cyclone.
The only thing I'm not going to knock out is if the Raichu. Because I vote differently. So, well, that's the job. If you don't
Figuring out what to bring with Cyclone. The only thing that can't be knocked out being that Raichu. So, bringing in the Raichu. Bouncing the Cyclone with Espeon. Raichu takes 70, Chansey deals 60 to self. Goes up to 80. Alright, so let's see. Is there... oh, it goes to 100? I don't know. Is there a way to get an attack off? You know, funny enough, if the Strength Charm was still in hand, you could retreat the Raichu attached to the Eevee. Is there an energy in hand, though? Doesn't look like it. I thought there was a Warp in there somewhere. You could comp for it. It's probably back in the deck from eking. Man, an Eevee Strength Charm Bite knockout on this Chansey would have been hilarious. But I think we're just about done here. Raichu gets the attach. And that'll do it. Damage on board, so that'll be the final prize of the game. Thank you for watching. We will catch you next time.
Thank you.
Almost, at least. My first game at a crocodile.
Why did you win?
Huh?